Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I'm making a watercolor wildflower card. This is going to be for a baby, the baby shower that I'm going to, and the actual theme of the baby shower is boho with kind of like soft dusty colors of pink. I didn't end up using the dusty colors in this only because my palette ended up being a lot brighter, but I think it's still a fun wildflower look, and the watercolor look on these flowers, they look really pretty, and it makes it a lot easier than trying to hand draw flowers. So if you're not good at hand drawing and hand painting, if you have die cuts, this is a nice way to get that look without having to be too perfect. So for the background I originally did, I was going to do a blue background, but you'll see later on I end up changing that. But for the flowers, these are from Tim Holtz. They're just a bunch of wildflower looking die cuts. You could cut out more, you could cut out just the actual petals if you have those kind of die cuts. So whatever you have, or if you even cut some out from your silhouette or your cameo or Cricut, you could easily do the flowers that way. So I'm just putting, this is the Canson watercolor paper that I cut these flowers out of, and I'm just putting water over the flowers, and then I'm taking my Distress Oxide inks and just going over the wet petals and leaves with my colors. I decided to go with the squeezed lemonade, the spiced marmalade for the orange, and the Kitsch Flamingo for the pink. And then I'll bring in some of the twisted citron for a green and a milled lavender for a light purple. So those are the colors I'm using for all the flowers. Some of these flowers and leaves kind of blend together, so it's a little difficult to tell what's a flower and what's a leaf on some of them. So I'm just going through and going more off of how I like the colors versus what's an actual leaf and what's an actual flower. So I'm not putting too much thought into that. I'm just kind of bringing color into everywhere, but trying to get them to blend a little. And I think as the layers kind of layer over each other, the colors look really cool together. So for the painting part, this is just, I didn't have any kind of process to this. I literally just took my pink and went over different areas where compositionally I thought I needed some pink. Again, it didn't matter if it was a stem or a leaf. I was just trying to tie all the flowers together, but not have them look identical either. So I'm doing a little bit stronger color in some areas and some really light color in other areas, trying to bring in what looks like shadows with my pinks and purples, and then going over it with some of my greens and yellows to kind of pop those colors from each other. So I'll just keep doing that until I get through painting all of my little wildflowers. Okay, so now that I'm done with my wildflower painting, I'm just flipped over my blue background, and on the back side I'm going in with some antique linen and doing the same thing I did with the blue. I'm just putting some wet paint and then dropping in some of the antique linen in stronger areas on the corner, but then a little bit lighter as it kind of bleeds into the water. And then this is just making a much more toned down background. I felt like the blue was a little too vibrant and it wasn't going with the theme that I wanted for the whole color of the card. So I have these stamps from Dollar Tree. I actually did not have any baby shower type stamps in my stash, so this stamp set from Dollar Tree that was like a hello set or whatever, it actually had welcome little one, so that was the only set that I had that had like a little baby shower kind of phrase on it. So that's what I ended up using. I'm just kind of laying out my composition here just to make sure where my words are going, that the flowers will fit nicely. I'm just using some black Versamark ink to put my words down, and then I'm going to go over it with my gold embossing powder. And now I'm going to start adhering all of my little wildflowers to the front of the card. I did lay them out a couple of times just to make sure I liked how they were placed. And then I just trimmed away the little stems that were hanging off. And I like this ribbon that I have, but it was a little bit too thick. So I folded it over, and I like that too, but I needed something to tie back in with the embossing that I have on the words. So I just put a little bit of Versamark ink on the end of this ribbon and then embossed the gold on here. And I will say the gold embossed on here, it isn't like as vibrant gold as you get on paper, but it was enough to give it some dimension when I folded over the ribbon on top of it. So it just gave it some extra coloring without taking away from the overall design, and it did bring kind of like the gold color down to the bottom of the page. So I just needed something to ground it. I did decide to have the little stems hang out here. You could go to the very bottom of the card if you prefer that. And then I just trim away the extra pieces. This is a pre-made card base. I get these at Michael's. They have like packs of pre-made kind of like card bases that have different color schemes to them. I think those are really great for just putting together a quick card. You just come up with a background and a title to your card, and then you just kind of adhere it to the front. So I think these make great little starter card kits if you're new to card making or you're trying it out. So this fit nicely on the center, and then to tie the flowers into the back or the inside of the card, I'm just using my leftover flowers that I didn't use and kind of making a small composition just in the corner. And I had a little bit of the ribbon left over, so I cut it in half and just glued the 2 half pieces. I didn't have the gold on these 2 pieces. So that is my card. Now, a baby shower card always looks so much more fun if there's a little bit of sparkle to it. So I use these, I have this Stickles that is a warmer color of Stickles, but it picks up on whatever the background is behind it. It kind of picks up on those tones, so it looks different on the purple than it does on the green and the yellow. So that's what's really cool about the Stickles, is they kind of change based off of what your background is. So, and if, for example, if you use it on black, it'll look more orange, and if you use it on white, it looks more kind of blue. So it is a pretty cool, the glitter in there is really cool how it changes based off its background. So I'll just put those on some of the flowers and the petals, and then that is going to shine nice and sparkly in the sunlight when the recipient receives this. All right, and that finishes up our card, and you can see the stickles and glitter. It adds some nice little detail to those petals that you could do with some colored pencils to get some of the variation, but I think these stickles really kind of brought life to those flowers, and it also stands out really nice when you see it changing in the light. So this is my completed card and all the glitter and sparkle, and I hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and stick with me and we'll be doing some more jelly printing in my next video. And let me know if there's anything you'd like to see craft-wise in my videos. So thanks for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and happy crafting.